Hi everyone, welcome to a Stamping to Share video. My name is Kay Kalthoff and today I'm going to share with you how to create this beautiful Glory to the Newborn King card. And this is from the stamp set that is called the Newborn King. It looks like this. And I've already created one card from this stamp set. This is the second one that I've created for my customers to do, and actually I copied it. I cased it pretty much exactly from Glenda Travelstead. I got this card from her at a swap that I was in at Founders Circle, and I just love it. So let's get started. The first thing that you'll need is some Pear Pizzazz cardstock. I've cut it at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored it at 4 1/4. And now we're just going to go ahead and fold that in half, and let me grab a bone folder here so we can make a nice crease. And now let's just go ahead and do the inside of the card right away. I've got this star and we're going to stamp that right there, and then we've got an inside sentiment that we can just put that right under the star. And our inside panel is done. Now for the outside panel, we are going to need a piece of Whisper White paper, and I have this cut. Let's see, I think I lost my sticker. I have this cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and what we're going to do with that is stamp it down here with the outside sentiment. So again, I'm inking this up in Mossy Meadow, and I'm just going to put this right down here, give it a good little stamp, and there is our Glory to the Newborn King. Let's see, the next step would be a piece of, let's see here, Mossy Meadow. This is 3.5 by 3 3/4, and it's going to go right up here. Now you have to make sure you get the orientation right. This would be a little bit too long, so we want to shorten it up and make sure that our long side, should be like this, goes across the card so you can have nice even borders. So again, 2.5 by 3 3/4. I'm sorry, 3.5 by 3 3/4. And we're going to stamp this. So let me grab some scrap paper here. I am going to ink up the stamp with some Mossy Meadow, and we are just going to stamp this right like this. There we go. So we have a tone, so we have some tone on tone stamping. Then the next thing that we want to do is we want to stamp just a piece of scrap paper. This is Whisper White scrap paper. I had to clean up my stamp so that I could re-ink it with this black ink. This is Tuxedo Black, and I'm just stamping this across this 3-inch piece of scrap. And so now what we want to do is we want to let this dry for just a little bit so that we can come in with a sponge. So while we're letting this dry, let's go ahead and prepare this part of the card. So I'm going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue, and I'm just going to adhere this to the Whisper White panel, and this will then be adhered to the front of our card. But before I do that, I want to do a wrap. So I have a 16-inch piece of gold baker's twine. I'm just going to wrap this around the front of the card and tie this into a bow. And I think just, you know, sometimes I'll take a chance and just make my bow directly. But I think I'm going to knot it first, just because it makes it a little bit easier to tie when I'm doing a video once it's knotted. So now I'm just going to tie a bow. And then that will be complete. Well, complete for now. Get this kind of looking a little bit cuter. And then we're going to trim up those edges with our ribbon scissors here. Which, if you're ever looking for the ribbon scissors in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, it's not called a ribbon scissors. It's called a craft scissors, I believe. But I love it. It's really nice. It's the $29.95 one. And it's just a super, super thing to have on hand that you've dedicated just for ribbons and cutting fabric. So there is our piece that goes onto the front of our card. So we can probably go ahead and put that on. I also want to stamp a star up here, so let me do that real quick. So there we have our large star, and now we can go ahead and put this on our card. So we're going to put that on with the snail here because I don't want my glue lines to show through on the bottom portion. Of course, it wouldn't matter on the top, but now I think I got plenty of snail. So now we can just set this right here so that it's even. Yay, looks good. Now I want to show you how to sponge this. So we've had, it's good and dry now. So we're going to take some soft sky and we're just going to drag it into the photo or drag it into the picture. And it doesn't matter if it gets in the trees or wherever, even if it gets a little bit on to other things, the marker will cover it up nicely. And then I have some crumb cake that I want to put here along the bottom. There we go. So this is just a wedge from our stamping sponges. I just take the stamping sponges, cut them into wedges, and then I've got 6 or so stamping sponges or stamping wedges for each sponge. Okay, that looks good. Now what we need to do is do a little bit of coloring. Now I'm not going to go through how to color these details. And the reason is, let me bring this other one back into the picture. You can just use markers or blendabilities or whatever you have on hand because there's such a little bit of coloring in here. I'm not going to take the time to do this. However, I will show you that the trees do color up beautifully with the Old Olive blendabilities, or, and in this case this is what I'm using, our Pear Pizzazz marker. Love the way that looks, especially even over with the top of the blue. It just looks so pretty. So here's another. Well, I said I wasn't going to do this, and here I am doing it. Well, I'm going to stop here because you don't need to see me do this. Okay, so that looks like that. And you don't need to color like everything because what you're going to do is you are going to go in and punch that out. Just like so. So you can see how that looks. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm showing you the wrong one. So you can see how that looks. Now, had we colored that all in, it would look like, ta-da, like this. So let's go ahead and finish putting this card together. I'm like thinking of something else when I'm trying to do a video. Not a good combination. So here I have a 2-inch piece of, this is a 2-inch circle cut with gold glimmer paper. Oh gosh, I should just start this video over. Oh well, you guys get to know the real me here. My mind's going in a million directions. So I have that on dimensionals. And now this piece, which I had already put on mini glue dots, is stuck, but now I've got it off. So I've got mini glue dots on the back, and I'm just going to set this down even with the bottom of this 2-inch glimmer circle. There we go. Get our bow looking a little bit cuter here. And we are done. There is the finished card. Here is the one that I showed you to begin with. And hope this all made sense. So have a great day. Thanks for stopping by Stamping to Share. I truly, truly appreciate you, especially after kind of bungling through today. But if you need to place an order, you can just visit my website at www.stampingtoshare.com. Have a great day. Bye-bye.